Just know that FaZe Banks versus Jake Paul is a very high possibility. I'm publicly calling you out now. Are you gonna back down, bro?
Ooh, okay, as you have seen already, obviously with Keem posting about it, obviously the tweets, Jake's video, FaZe Banks versus Jake Paul is a possibility. So at first, I was totally against this because I feel like there would be too much real beef. Like KSI and Logan, there wasn't any real beef prior to the event. Jake and Deji, there wasn't any real beef prior to the event. Everything was sort of created as the event was going and things built up. Even with KSI and Joe Weller, there wasn't any real beef before. The beef again started and built as the fight press conference went on. You have to imagine that with obviously Jake and Banks, beef would build up prior to the fight. So since there's already so much beef between these two, I can't imagine what level the beef would get to, and the animosity and just the words and just the intensity that it would get to emotionally and personally throughout the lead up to the fight. And I've known Ricky for a while now, and it wouldn't be good for him. And honestly, it wouldn't be good for anyone. I would like advise anyone to do that. When you're going into an athletic competition, like a boxing match or into a fight, you don't want to go into it with extra emotion. You want to go into it with the positive emotion, not that real animosity like you really want to hurt the other person. I mean, you can do it, but it doesn't always end up well. So at first I was thinking like, no, this can end up like Khabib Conor 2, but worse. And the thing is, Ricky isn't really a YouTuber. As of right now, he doesn't do his daily uploads. He doesn't like vlog that much. He's focusing on FaZe Clan and the company. So there isn't really an angle for him as a YouTuber. I don't see that being extra motivation, like, oh, to be on the undercard of KSI Logan 2 or to make his own event. I don't think he's too interested in making a big event. Obviously an event like that, but I mean, as a YouTuber, you get what I'm saying? It's not like Banks is going out looking for content. So he'd only be doing this just because he wants to fight Jake. And I think Jake knows this, and I think that's why he called him out, because I think Jake may believe there's a really good chance that Ricky doesn't want to do this. Banks is someone that lives at the gym. He's not someone who's playing sports all the time. Like, he can play basketball, he can play football. He's done those things, but this isn't his focus. This isn't something that he does. Like, just knowing him, he'd have to really change a lot of his daily routine, a lot of his lifestyle, just to commit to this boxing. And if he was gonna do this, he's gonna do it 110%. He's not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll do it, and then just figure it out. He's gonna want a really perfect plan. He's gonna wanna make sure everything's set up because he does not wanna lose. Obviously, nobody does. But in this situation, there's extra motivation. So Ricky is gonna make a decision like this on the whim. He's not going to just decide to fight Jake Paul in a boxing match and has the conditioning advantage and wants to fight in a couple months. Like, obviously, somewhere in the beginning or the middle of 2019. So at first, that's why I was like, I don't think he should do this. I think this can get really ugly and it can be bad. Then, as I thought about it more, my confidence in Ricky rose tremendously. My confidence in him to beat Jake was always high. I just wondered if he would commit to it and the lifestyle change and the training and all that. That's what I was more concerned about. Can he do that? Or will he do that? Will he decide to do that? Because the truth is, he doesn't need to do this. It's not like something that he needs to do. It's not like it's an opportunity, like, oh, I'm gonna fight Jake Paul on this event. There isn't that motivation there. He doesn't need to do this type of event. Like, if I was offered it, obviously it'd be a huge opportunity for me, so I would take it. Ricky doesn't have that motivation. But Banks is 6'5", and we're from a similar type of area. I'm from Haverhill, Mass, and he's from Lowell, Mass. And there are just some people, when they grow up, they just know how to scrap. Like, they just know how to fight. They know how to square up. They have good fighting instincts. Ricky is someone who probably got in fights growing up. I know he used to, like, fight with his brother and stuff. Throwing a punch is not foreign to Ricky. Obviously the sport of boxing may be, but in terms of squaring up and fighting instincts and not being afraid to go out there and throw with somebody, he's got that already. And as someone who trains people, just preparing them for sparring, I should say, I do that more often. Preparing people for sparring, the toughest part is the difference between people who grew up being okay standing across from somebody throwing their punches or throwing kicks. And then you have the flip side where somebody's completely foreign to that, they're uncomfortable, they're not used to that. So that got me thinking, like, yes, Banks isn't someone who's just like off the street in terms of they have no punching skill, no boxing skill whatsoever. He's somebody who understands fighting at the very basic level. And trust me, with someone who teaches beginner martial arts, I teach recreational martial arts, people who just come off the street and want to learn. There's a big difference. I can almost automatically tell this person has been in a fight in their life and this person has never been in a fight in their life. So now I've completely switched my feeling. I totally want Ricky FaZe Banks to commit to this fight. Just as a bro and his homie, I think that'll be good for him mentally, emotionally, and physically to set himself out on this goal. And it's required to change himself physically. He has to deal with all the stress of training and learning something. I think it'll be good for him. I'm not sure if it's too much for him. I'm not sure of his daily schedule, what he has going on in the business background. I honestly have no idea. So just from looking from the outside, I'm like, oh, this would be great. Obviously, be good for him to stay in shape, focus on something, have something to work towards. All that stuff is really good for him. And I feel like there's an opportunity to squash this beef, even though I feel like that's a good possibility that that won't happen. There's still the chances there, and obviously this is a big demon. This is a big issue that he has going on in his public life and his personal life. So I think it's good that when you deal with those things, this is a good opportunity for him to deal with it and squash it. And then obviously the event would just be sick. Like, I get to hang out with all of my FaZe friends and just like helping him train, and then just, it would be sick. Obviously you could imagine all the other things that would come along with this type of event. And see, the thing is, I spent a lot of time studying Jake for what little information I had, because I was helping with Deji. Now, I was helping Deji from a distance. Obviously I wasn't his trainer, but we did train, and I did give him feedback, and I helped him with his strategy. At least I told him my strategy, at least. And I had an expectation of Jake like right here. And then when Jake showed up, I was surprisingly disappointed in his ability. His natural punching power. I mean, his footwork was good, and those all things were great, but for someone who's been training for a while, I don't know, I just thought he would have a little bit more pop in his punches. I thought he would be a little bit stronger. I think everyone felt that way. I'm not just saying this, I'm not trying to be biased, but I think everyone thought Jake would look a little bit better. And I'm 100% confident that Ricky, if he had trained and if he committed to it, could advise a game plan to definitely beat Jake. So I'm gonna be going out to LA very soon, because I'm going to Arizona first in December, in a couple weeks. Like a week or so? I don't even know, the 22nd. And then I'm gonna be renting a car and making a nice road trip up to LA. Maybe when I get there, we can work out a little bit. Maybe that'll give him the motivation to commit to it. I don't know, but that's gotta be his decision, obviously. Got a lot of things going on. And honestly, I don't really care. I don't care if he does it or if he doesn't. I don't get involved in the whole, oh, he better, Jake called him out. If he doesn't call him out, it's like he's scared. No, it's not. It's boxing, it's an athletic event. Ricky can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to do this. But if he does, anyways, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I'm not gonna go into detail. I'm not gonna go into strategy, game plan, why I think Ricky could beat Jake, besides the normal typical things of height and reach and stuff like that. Side note, I'm getting really sick and tired of doing these sit down videos, but I did find some old footage. I've been looking for this footage. I honestly thought I uploaded this when I was in the UK during fight week, but I had met up with Deji, and when I did that, he was actually working out with his coach. And I just got off the plane. It had only been like maybe an hour or so, and I was obviously jet lagged coming over from Boston, and I just wanted to hit some mitts. So I put my gloves on and I started working out with Tommy, man. Holy smokes. This dude went into like a full out boxing mitt pad session, like super intense right away. I immediately went to like anaerobic, lactic acid started building up. You guys can watch it. I'm not gonna go in detail, but if you guys wanna watch it, you can. It was one of my best mid sessions ever. I felt like strong, I was filled up. I was like 193 at that time, I think, 194 maybe. I don't even know, the biggest I've ever been. But just watch this, you can see like my right leg twitch out, it starts cramping. My legs feel super heavy, I'm trying to bob and weave. I can't even bend my legs to get underneath the mitts. I didn't really warm up, I just put on the gloves and then bam, started hitting it. But it was really good footage, honestly. I thought I uploaded it, but here it is. Enjoy. Oos.
Nah, he's not used to. Nah, it's a setup.
There we go. Play on, stay ready for it. And again.
Let's go. No warm up. Get. Cross to this man for the fire. Woo! A little fire, man. The whole magic.
It's only because I know that's how I like it. I like the good players like how I like it.
So, you gotta get that fire. Woo! Yo, what's up, Brian? Why do you have a piercing?